Hello friends, welcome to the live stream. So today I'm finally finishing this sketchbook. This is a Hannemule's watercolor sketchbook and I'm very excited to finally be done with it. I want to move on to a new sketchbook. So yeah, I want to show you what we did last week. We painted these fruits and vegetables. That was kind of the vibe, and I want to continue that because I'm feeling like painting a lot of fruits and vegetables because we are in a spring. And yeah, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be using gouache. This is my paint, which is this Holbein artist wash, and I really like this wash because it's a lot like watercolor, and like I mentioned in my previous live stream, I don't really use this wash that much, but that's why I'm using it in this video because I wanna get more familiar with it. I just wanna use it more. It's very different from watercolors, so yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And so this is what I was thinking about painting. I was thinking about maybe some berries, some strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, all the berries. We're gonna do like a composition and see how it goes. If you have any questions about what materials I'm using, what I'm doing, I don't know, any questions, just let me know and we can have a conversation. Okay, so I'm going to get started and I'm using this red here. It's a cool red, and I'm using a separate ceramic palette because I don't have enough space in this small palette. If you're curious, this is a art toolkit palette, and I love this palette because it's perfect. It's portable and it's perfect just anytime you want to paint outside, so that's why I like it. But you also don't get enough mixing area with that palette. All right, so I'm starting with some strawberries, and I'm using the wash paint the same way I would use my watercolor paint. Painting some strawberries and saving the white areas so I can go over with a different color later on. Para las personas que me ven en español, avísame si hablas español en los comentarios. Hoy voy a estar pintando una escena con frutos rojos. Alright guys, so let's do some strawberries here. Now, let's see. Let me know if you have a good view of what I'm doing. Okay, one strawberry there, another one over here. I really like this wash paint, but at the same time, because I don't use it that much, I find it a little difficult to work with it because it's so intense, which is a good thing. Okay, so now let's do some raspberries. And for my raspberries, raspberries are a little bit uh, pink color. So I'm going to add a little bit of I was gonna make it orange. See, a little bit of white now. I just don't like mixing. I don't want to mix the white because I know it's going to make it like pastelish, and I don't want that. But I guess we just it's so intense. That's what I'm telling you guys. It's like sometimes I find it too intense. I guess we're just gonna go for it and just use the white to create the pink color, though the pink shade, even though I don't want the like pastel color, but that's what we're gonna be working with. Okay, so let's do some raspberry. I have a reference photo of my berries in the computer. Okay, for the raspberries, just wanna try to keep them small. I really like this set. This whole vein wash set. The only problem is I find that the paint quality is really good, but I don't really like the color selection. I feel like they could have done a better color selection. Okay, so right now I'm doing some raspberries. And I'm mixing my cool red with white paint. It's not making a big difference. I just didn't really want it to use pink pastel color, but it is what it is. Let's make some, I'm gonna move this a little bit. You guys can see, but I'm gonna paint some raspberry over here. And today, guys, I am going straight with the paint without any previous sketch. Sometimes I like to sketch what I'm doing, but other times I just like to go straight with paint. And that is also a good practice, you know. I like this messy, not perfect look in my painting sometimes, so that's what I try to achieve. I also like the practice that I get when I don't work on a previous sketch, you know, because sometimes I find that when you are sketching something, you're just trying to like perfect everything, and just lately I've been trying to avoid that and just paint and see how it goes. And I'm usually pretty happy with with the results that I get. Okay, so I got some raspberries now. If you speak, si hablas español, avísame en los comentarios porque aquí también hablamos español y te puedo explicar mejor lo que estoy haciendo en el video de hoy. Alright, so now let's paint some blueberries. And for blueberries, I just had to get a tiny bit of paint because sometimes it gets too intense, and I'm so used to working with watercolor that when it gets too intense, it's just hard to control. All right, for my blueberries they're blue, but they're like a purple color, purple bluish color. So I think this is a good color for a blueberry. All right, so yeah, that's the other problem that I find with the selection. I mean, I'm gonna show you real quick. This is the set that I have. This is the whole vein artist wash, and this is the set of 12 paints. And these are the colors. They are amazing quality, but yeah, just because I have that set of 12 colors, I find myself mixing a lot of the shades that I want for my painting. Which is a good thing, you know, like I said before. But if I had to pick my own 12 colors, I would have picked different shades. Okay, so paint a few blueberries. I'm always trying to save the white areas, just like the same way I do with watercolor. What are your favorite berries? My favorite berries, lately I've been eating a lot of blueberries. I've been having a lot of oatmeal in the mornings, and I like to add frozen blueberries on top. And they are so good. But if I have to choose my favorite berry, it's probably the blackberry. I love blackberries. I also really like raspberries, but the problem is that raspberries, they don't really last. So that's why I don't buy them that often, because I feel like if I buy raspberries, I need to eat them, like all of them, in a few days, in a couple days. So it's like too much. But I do like raspberries. All right, these are my blueberries. I think they're looking really good. I like the messy, you know, a messy look, like that watercolor effect. Okay, let's paint some blueberries over here. Let's just move Sketchbook so you can see better. Hello to the people in the chat. What are you making? I'm painting some berries. I want to do this like fruit composition, but I decided to just paint all berries today. Hello, a new here, welcome. Welcome to my live stream. And yeah, today I'm painting blueberries, no blueberries, berries in general, but yeah, I'm using whole paint artist wash. And what I like about this wash is that you can use it like the same way you use your watercolors, but they have more opacity, colors are so much intense, and you can use them like watercolors or like acrylic paints. And I was saying that I usually don't go for this wash paint. I'm usually painting with watercolor, but that's why I'm deciding to, that's why I decided to use them in this live stream so I can get more use out of them, because they are wonderful paints. I just don't use them that often, but yeah. So my blueberries, I wanted them to have that purplish look, but they're looking more blue right now, and it's just because that's why it's good to have a limited palette, because you can create your own mixes, but at the same time it's also nice to have your convenience colors, so you don't find yourself mixing a lot. So okay, let's see. I'm really proud of my blueberries. I think they're looking really nice. I really like the results that I'm getting, and we're gonna go over the details later. And also, for the people that is just joining the live stream, I was just saying that this is the last page of the sketchbook, so at the end I might have a real quick sketchbook tour so you guys can see all the paintings that I have here in this sketchbook. Okay, now let's work with some blackberries, my favorite. What is your favorite berry? Let me know in the chat. I will say that my least favorite, as crazy as it sounds, are probably the strawberries. So for let me think a second. For my blackberries, I'm going to mix this purple with the black just to kind of mute the color a little bit. I don't like mixing with black, but cool. Also, let's try with this blue that it looks like it's so intense. That's okay. That is the darkest shade of blue that I have. Okay, that would look so much better. Like I said, I find it difficult sometimes to create these mixes with this paint because there are no the shades that I will typically go for, but okay. What if I add a little bit of this brown, which I think is like a sienna color? Yeah, that just turns it. Nope. No. Just gonna get a paper towel, just wipe that and just start over. I liked how it looked with, I like the purple and the blue shade that I was doing. Yeah, I just want like a darker purple shade. I might just have to add the black, which I don't like it, but it is what it is. Okay, so I got my darker purple shade and I'm ready to paint some blackberries. I think this composition is looking really good. My favorite color is a mixture of 90% red, 5% brown, 5% black. So with that, you get like, it sounds like you will get something like burnt amber color, right? Okay, this is not too bad, even though I added the black color. It doesn't look too muted. I just added a tiny little bit of the black. That's why I'm pretty happy with this shade though. That's kind of what I was trying to get. Okay, so let's try to make a bigger amount of my mix so I don't have to be mixing like all the time. Just a little bit of black. Now I feel like I put too much black. The struggles during the live stream. Okay. Okay, there you go. All right, so okay, I'm gonna continue with my blackberries, and later I want to add some like leaves and add some more color. Another blackberry over here, and I'm just trying to fill the areas. Smooth this over. Let's try to do something here in the middle. Anything a little bigger because blackberries are bigger than blueberries and raspberries. I try using the complementary colors in the shadows. Color theory messes with your mind, I promise. Definitely agree. Especially when you're working with paint that is not the one that you're used to. So yeah, I'm trying to make it work. I don't know if you just joined the live stream, but this is the paint that I'm using. Um, the Holding Artist Wash, and I was saying that the paint is really good. The quality is amazing, but yeah, I don't really like that color selection. It's just like a weird color selection. Just all the colors that I typically won't use in my watercolor paintings. Like this purple here is like it's like too red, and I got this like apple green color. It's a little random, but yeah, you just have to make it work. All right, so let's see. Yeah, let's keep painting some uh blackberries. Try to fill this area here. Okay. What else? What else? Let's add some blackberries here. I think this is looking pretty good. Yeah. This blue color. Let me see. I'm curious because I'm not. Okay, the blue color is a ultramarine deep. I do love ultramarine, but that color, I don't know. Okay. The purple is a violet. All right, so a little bit of black. I don't like using black, but like I said, it is what it is. Yeah, we learned color theory and wash that I never used at that time. Yeah, I think when you're learning color theory, it's just better to use it with the colors that you are familiar with. You have to understand color. And that's why I like watercolors, because I feel like I'm working with because I'm working with the pure pigments. I feel like I can get better color combinations, and this goes easier. Okay, so I have a lot of berries here. How are you guys doing today? Well, how is a typical Tuesday for you? For me, my Tuesdays, I like to start my Tuesdays, well, after I do all my morning routine, like my exercise, my breakfast, and all that. I like to get here and go live. So I've been going live every Tuesday since this year started, and I really like it so far. It's been good, it's been great. I've been trying to test the live streams here on YouTube because they're new, and I don't know if everybody knows about. I'm talking about this format, this vertical format, like the shorts. And I don't know if a lot of people are too familiar about this type of live streams, but I've been testing them out and I've been having a lot of fun. If you don't know, I usually go live every Tuesday morning for me, which is 10 in the morning Pacific time. So yeah, if you got some time, wanna share some time here with me, we can paint something together. I'll be here every Tuesday. For all the people that is new, I don't know, I'll be here every Tuesday, same time, which is 10 in the morning Pacific time for me. All right, so I'm thinking that this is looking pretty good, but I left a lot of white space here, so I'm going to add a few, what should I add? I'm probably going to add a few blueberries here and then move on. I want to add some green, some leaves to just kind of like give it some more color. Okay, so I'm going to use my blue, the ultramarine blue that I was using, which is this. So all right, some more blueberries. Okay. I'm painting something. I finished 5 layers already. I need 3 more. Oh, what are you painting? That is cool. Like that we're painting something at the same time. It's kind of like the idea that I have too, since I'm spending a long time here. I like when people tell me that they're working on something at the same time. We can just practice our skills together during this live stream. Okay, so I think this is looking really good. Now I'm going to start adding some leaves. And I'm going to mix my own green because I do not like this green. This is a perfect green if you are painting some water scenes, but I usually never paint water scenes, so I'm finding myself mixing my own shades. Sometimes what I do is that I mix this green with warm yellow, but I can also make my own green with the ultramarine. But oh, if I want to make it darker, I can also add the ultramarine. That's actually looking better. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't use this wash paint, is because yeah, just the whole thing about mixing. All right, I'm painting the leaves. And very loosely, not trying to make anything perfect, just kind of just let the brush do its thing. I know you can use this artist wash the same way you can use your acrylics, but I'm so used to my watercolors that's what I like to do. Just gonna paint some leaves now. I'm painting some fun out of a brand. Oh, how fun! You know, recently I usually don't paint fan art, but I recently painted a fan art for Mr. Beast. I usually don't watch Mr. Beast, but um, here in my house, they like to watch a lot of Mr. Beast, so I'm very familiar with what he's doing, with the people that the people that are part of his team. So I got the I got the news that he was asking for fan art because he was building like a new section of his studio, and he wanted to put a bunch of fan art on one of the walls. And I was thinking, I'm just gonna try to do a fan art and see how it goes. And I made a full video about it. About the whole thing. And I was actually, even though I don't really go for, I don't like to paint a lot of fan art, I was pretty happy with the result though. Why am I doing? Why am I painting blue? A blue leaf. I was trying to get like dark, like a dark shade of blue, and turned out super blue. That's what I was saying about having convenient colors, because sometimes it's too much. Okay. So here I'm just trying to paint like leaves that are coming out. What I do too is that I fill some of the areas with green and create that illusion that we have a bunch of leaves inside or in between all the berries. So I'm just kind of filling this area here. Okay, do another leaves over here. What are your favorite art supplies? Like, what are you using to make the fun art that you're working on? Let me know. Okay. Spinning here, some more leaves. And we are close to be done with this painting, but I'm also excited to be done with this sketchbook. I want to use a new sketchbook already. You know that feeling when you have a new sketchbook. Okay, see, just kind of like finding the areas where I want to add some more leaves. Add some more green down here. Oh, I like that dark. The good thing about mixing colors too is that it's always unexpected. You can get the right shade. Okay, so this is looking really good. I'm happy with the result so far. Just kind of trying to paint here in between some of the leaves. Okay, I think this is good. Let's paint another blackberry here because I don't like that empty space, the empty white space. I'm just going to add my color here. Okay. And that's good. All right, so now the fun part. I'm going to start working some of the details. So I'm going to start with the strawberries. Let's see. So I'm going to keep using this cool red. Here you go. I'm just going to just add some brush strokes to create that illusion of the little seeds that you see on the strawberries. Winsor & Newton paint brand in golden are pretty good without being insanely expensive. Yeah, I agree. I really like Winsor & Newton as well. Very, very good brand. I haven't tried their gouache, which is very popular. I've seen a lot of people using Winsor & Newton. I think it's called the Design Wash. And I have that one on my list for the future. But in general, Winsor & Newton is really good. I'm a big fan of their brand and their products. Watercolor is amazing. Okay, my strawberries are looking good. Let's work on these. Here, same thing. This strawberry is looking a little pale. All right. This is where I spend the most time on. It's creating all these little details. And I'm trying to just, you know, make them look perfect and spend hours and hours creating details, but I also enjoy doing it. So, same or Liquitex. I have used a lot of Liquitex. I like their acrylic inks. Those are my current obsession. Just trying to add some more color here to these strawberries because now they're looking a little pale. Okay, now let's do darker green. And to create my darker green, I add my the ultramarine color here, and I can get that dark shade of green. You guys can see there. All right, just want to make sure that you guys can see well. I'm gonna try to use this wash paint too, like I would with acrylic paint, but lately I'm so like obsessed painting with watercolor, so, and I like that I can get both effects with this artist wash. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I just like to create these little details on the leaves because they give them like let's do the stem for the strawberries. Yep, let's do that. When you do the stem, it looks so much better. Okay. All right, this is looking good. I mean, I need to work on some details for my raspberries and my blueberries, but I kind of wanted to finish it in this live stream, but it's also getting a little late for me, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now, because I also want to give you a quick for the people that is watching, I'm going to give you a quick sketchbook tour. And I have a little bit of everything here in this sketchbook. It's not just watercolor, it's literally everything. So let's see if this is dry, because I don't want to make any mess. I'm actually going to use my hair dryer, so it's probably going to get a little loud here, so you know. Alright, I just wanted to make sure it's completely dry before I flip the pages. I don't want to ruin what I just created. Alright, let's just do a really quick sketchbook tour here. I started this sketchbook on April 2023, so it's been a while. I take a long time to finish my sketchbook because I'm usually working on a lot of sketchbooks at the same time, so but I'm trying to be more consistent this year, make sure that I get all my sketchbook done. So that's why you're going to see a little bit of everything here. Have you tried markers yet, or any alcohol marker? Yes, I have. The most recent markers I'm going to show you real quick. These are my most recent markers that I tried, but these are not alcohol markers. These ones are water-based. They are similar to the Tombow, water-based. They're not my favorite. It's just like a inexpensive brand that I found on Amazon, but I think they're okay. I got this because I wanted to try to experiment more with markers, and I have tried alcohol markers. I just don't usually like them because I don't like them bleeding on the other side of the page. I think I hate them because they don't last long. Which one? The alcohol mark, the water-based markers? Okay, I'm just going to talk to you here as I show this sketchbook tour. So I started on April 2023, and this is when I just got this palette. I had different paint. I changed everything so it's not the same to the one that I painted, but yeah, that was the same year I got that palette. Okay, so watercolor, and this was using Winsor & Newton watercolor. Here's some sketches. I really like this one. This one on my way to Chicago, and we were waiting, you know, for our flight, and I painted this while I was waiting, and I was really happy with the result. That's how it turned out. Cute. Here's some swatches of Daniel Smith watercolor set. This was on my trip on that Chicago trip. We went to, I don't remember, I think it wasn't the zoo, it was like a park, and it was super quick and the proportions are not right, but I had fun. This was using what I was using. I think I was using this paint. I think I was using the whole vein artist wash. Here's some more watercolor paint and a little sketch. Watercolor. This is using ink, the acrylic inks, Liquitex acrylic inks. I really like how this came out. This was using some Daniel Smith primary colors. I don't remember what paint I was using here, but yeah, I was just painting some vegetables, some people. The idea behind painting these people was to let the ink flow and create combinations, and didn't turn out as I wanted to, but it was fun to experiment. This is a view of my city. Sometimes I like to take this sketchbook with me and paint outside. Here are some flowers using Daniel Smith watercolors. I really like these flowers. More flowers. this was and I don't really like this at all. So you know, sometimes you get some pages that you don't like, but I was doing this in like, this was like a 10-minute painting that I was doing when we went to the fair. It was getting dark and I wanted to, you know, sketch this scene and paint this scene, but it didn't turn out like I wanted to, but it's okay. It's a good memory. What is this? Oh, okay, okay, this is trying some new paint. I was using the Viviva colors and I didn't really like them because they're not like watercolors at all. They're more like ink. Like ink. It reminds me to markers. So I wasn't super happy with it, but it was fun to try them out and experiment. What is this? This is watercolors and I was mixing with crayons, I think. No, what? Color pencils, I think. Oh, I really like this one. This is one that I'm proud of. this was using that tree. Amazing pink purple flowers. Oh, thank you. Oh, this one's here. Yeah, I'm very happy with those two. This one's here. I'm very happy with these flowers. Yeah. I do a lot of these flowers, but the thing with this sketchbook is like so old, so I experimented a lot, different techniques, different colors, different paints, different styles, and it's just turned out into a little mess. But I think it's important, that's why sketchbooks are for, just to kind of be messy and just explore and experiment different styles and discover the things that you like. Like these purple flowers, yeah, like these purple flowers here, blue, purple. I was trying to experiment, just kind of create some monochromatic paintings, but here I was letting the water flow and see what type of effects I could get, and yeah, a lot of everything I told you. You use the sketchbook as is exactly, yeah, that's what I try to do. You know, because yeah, they you get this idea that the sketchbook has to be perfect, but no, the sketchbook is just for experiment and try different things, and that's what it's for. So here I got this fountain pen and I was testing the ink with watercolor, and I was really happy because the ink didn't smudge or bleed everywhere. So yeah, this is what I did last week, and I used the same wash, and I also added some color pencils. These were the color pencils that I use, the Prismacolor. I usually don't use those color pencils, but in my sketchbook, like I say, I like to experiment and try different things. And this is what I did today, and that's it. That's it. This is the end of the sketchbook, and I'm very happy with this last spread that I work on. I think it looks really nice. I really like the berries. It gives me that spring vibe. Yes, Prisma. The expectation was perfect. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, especially when you start a new sketchbook, and that's what I'm going to be doing pretty soon. I want to start a new sketchbook, and I don't want to think about, you know, this first page has to be perfect. No, I got a couple of sketchbook, and my idea is to use one for flowers and other one for landscapes and create that organization, let's say it that way. But at the same time, I don't want to, you know, have a masterpiece on every single page, and just I want to have fun, because that's what sketchbooks are for. Oh no, you're fine. I'm glad that you're here and that you are hanging out with me, and we're having this combo, and this time it's been really nice. I finished my painting. How did it go? I finished mine too. We are both done at the same time, and this is how mine turned out. And I just did a little sketchbook tour. So if you missed it because you were working on your painting and your fan art, don't worry, you can watch the live later when you got some time, and you can see the sketchbook tour, because that's what I like about the the live streams in YouTube, that they are saved and you can go back and watch them all over again if you want to. I miss our no time. Watch your painting of the slick notes. Yeah, just 4 hours, you just gotta find time, you know. All right, guys, I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad that we spent this time together, but I gotta go. I like I say, I go live every Tuesday around the same time. So if you had time every Tuesday, I'll be here. So don't forget to tune in. And we can be working on watercolors. We can talk about art supplies. We can do other things. I got this. Before I go, I want to show you. I got one of these diamond painting kits, and this is the Mona Lisa. So I want to do this diamond painting here on live streams, so we can, do different things, and it's not always going to be the same. My plan is always to um, you know do different things, like I say. Paint, do embroideries, do the diamond painting, do a watercolor painting, etc, etc. So all right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, for joining the live stream, and I will see you in my next live stream, which is Tuesday around the same time. All right, bye guys, and thank you for joining. See you guys next Tuesday. Bye bye.